Tess had gone out, and Tess, for those out there, we're talking about the producer of this film. She has a small production company, and she had this concept that she was very passionate about that she wanted to make. And she had hired three writers before me,
Mm,
and they had actually all taken a crack at the script.
mm,
And what happened was she got four very distinct stories about immigrants trying
mm,
to get through bureaucratic mess legally. And the four separate stories were all good, but they had no connectivity.
mm,
So she contacted me at that time. I was still working on Fiverr, and
mm,
she contacted me through Fiverr. And she asked me would I like to get involved. And originally I said no.
mm,
I was young, but and from my point of view, when I was in my 50s at that point, this isn't a subject I think tends to appeal to a younger audience. So I was like, I don't know if I would actually fit, to that story as
mm,
well as I should. And the fact that there were three writers on the project, all kinds of flags went up. And I
mm,
was like, okay, do I really want to get into this project?
mhm,
So, and I think she sensed that. She said, can I send you the script as it sits?
mm,
Sure. There's nothing to lose there. I'll take a look.
mm,
Well, when I got the script, she was right. There's four very good independent stories over about 100 years. These
mhm,
were immigrants starting in about the 1930s, late 30s, early 40s, all the way up to now,
mhm,
trying to immigrate into the country. And they're pretty dramatic. It's amazing what people were trying to go through just to come and live here.
mm,
So I got back to her. I said, you've got what I would call a hyperlink movie. And she
mm,
didn't know what that was. And I explained it. I said, I think that's really where we're going.
mm,
And I had never written a hyperlink movie, but I always wanted to.
mm,
And this was a perfect candidate. And I started to think about whether I could actually address the audience as well as I should. And I had a lot of interaction as an engineer with people who had immigrated here, some who came as uh, fleeing countries in war-torn countries. One of them was from Vietnam. He was tortured by the North Vietnamese, and he had to come here to protect his family. So I'd been exposed to some of these issues personally. And I carried
mm,
that inside me. I said, okay, I think I can tap that, and I really do want to tackle this hyperlink story.
mm,
And I said, all right, I'm going to give you some ideas, Tess, and if you like them, let's do this thing. So I sent her the ideas for the hyperlinks. And at that point, she said, this is great. I love it. Let's do this. So that's how we got out of the shoot. We've been working on it for quite a few years now, and
mm,
it's actually gotten someplace that's kind of special. And we can talk about why I think it's special a little more later. But that was a long version, but it wasn't a short path because the original answer is I wasn't interested. I was not
mhm,
sure I should do this.
mm.
So I was probably not what you expect. I apologize.